Hear that. Good Thursday morning to everybody. I'm Shannon Miller. Thanks so much for waking up with us. So glad to have you with us after a busy weather day yesterday. Meteorologist Bob Maxon here with more what we can expect today.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yesterday was it all mattered where you lived.
Sure.
The closer to the shore and further east you lived, you got the most wind and the most rain. Honestly, at my house, I kind of shrugged my shoulders and said, this is an underperformer.
Okay.
And I'm not going to complain about that because I don't root for destruction of trees and power lines and flooding. But for some, down in southeastern Connecticut, 3 to 4 inches of rain.
Thanks to that, power has been restored to most of the state now that the storm is over. Yesterday's rain and winds caused some scary situations, though. For some, a power line came down on a school bus in Haddam while 13 students and that bus driver were inside. Eversource was called to Maple Avenue to remove it, and everyone was able to evacuate and meet their parents nearby. We're told no one was hurt. Former Hartford mayor and the man known for becoming the first black mayor in all of New England, Shannon Miller, will lie in state today. Miller died at the age of 91 last month. NBC Connecticut's Briseda Lanaverde joins us now live from City Hall with more on his life and legacy. Good morning to you, Briseda. Thanks for the latest. Some patients going to Jefferson Radiology are experiencing longer wait times to get the results of their MRIs, CT scans. People in Scotland, Connecticut will soon all have the same. Back now at 5:14, the New York City Police Department says it has made significant forensic breakthroughs in its investigation into the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Investigators say fingerprints found near the scene link Luigi Mangione to the crime. NYPD is also speaking out, saying that violence is not the answer. Since Mangione's arrest, there's been a lot of backlash against the insurance industry in New York City. Under pressure from President-elect Trump, FBI Director Christopher Wray is breaking with tradition and resigning before the end of his term. NBC's Bree Jackson has the very latest from Washington. The family of a Stratford police officer is hoping to find a kidney match this holiday. All you have to do is, if it's, in your heart, if you so desire to help someone, see if you could be the right fit.
That's right. Yeah, because your kidney regenerates itself.
Yeah.
No, wait, kidney is at the liver. I get them confused. But if you can, well, you have 2 kidneys, so you don't need one. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Not a PhD. Okay, not an MD, right? Let's worry about meteorology. Good morning, everybody.
Yesterday. Good morning to everybody. I'm Shannon Miller. Thanks so much for waking up with us on your Thursday. Let's get you right on over to meteorologist Bob Maxon. We are glad to hear that things will be a little more calm for us today.
Yeah, a little quieter. There were some short points where the winds gusted. A lot of wind gusts around 40. Now, we stood up here yesterday and I talked about the possibility of 50 to 60.
Right.
That was right up above the ceiling.
Ah, okay.
And it just never, 1,000 feet, the wind was roaring.
Okay.
2,000 feet, but it never came down to the surface in the magnitude we thought it could. It did east of us in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Yeah, so the low-level jet was a tricky part of the forecast, but we did get.
Thanks. Today, former Hartford Mayor Shannon Miller will be honored. He will lie in state at City Hall. Miller served the capital city for 6 years and is known for becoming the first black mayor in all of New England. NBC Connecticut's Briseda Lanaverde joins us now live from Hartford with more on this. Briseda. Thanks to the latest. Hey, we all remember when our electric rates went up back in July. Well, they could be going up yet again. That's what some of the state's utility companies were saying after their credit ratings were downgraded. Democrats tell them they're skeptical of that happening, while Republicans are calling for changes. NBC Connecticut's Jeremy Chin has the details from West Hartford. Connecticut's Jeremy Chin reporting regulators approve. More than a third of Americans are struggling to pay their energy bills, but people in Connecticut are feeling it the most. To the Gun Violence Archive in the U.S. this year, over 15,000 people have died because of firearms and more than 30,000 have been hurt. As we approach 12 years since the Sandy Hook school shooting tragedy, families impacted by gun violence and lawmakers will come together to honor those lost. Today, that group will look to take action against gun violence. We expect to learn more about their message later on this morning. A vigil last night in Washington from legal experts about what could come next after a bankruptcy judge rejected a bid by The Onion to purchase Alex Jones's site InfoWars and exactly who decides when that next auction can take place. A report is encouraging Connecticut lawmakers to change some of the rules around how the state can spend money. That's an update on a story from UConn that we talked about yesterday. The college will not raise tuition for the 2025-2026 academic year. This is the first year without an increase since 2000. UConn women's basketball team is back on the court tonight, taking on Notre Dame. This is a game. Your consumer news here is CNBC Savannah Hanau. Good Thursday morning to everybody. I'm Shannon Miller. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. So glad to have you with us. I want to get you back to that for Bob. Thanks. Power is back on in the capital city after an underground fire caused an outage that impacted more than 9,000 customers, becoming the first black mayor in all of New England. Thurman Milner will be honored today with a ceremony. Milner died at the age of 91 last month. NBC Connecticut's Briseda Lana Verde joins us now live from City Hall with more on his life and legacy. Briseda? Get out. All right, your time now is 6:06. Hurry up and click. FBI Director Christopher Wray is breaking from tradition and resigning before the end of his term. President-elect Trump has already named his choice, Kash Patel, to lead the department. NBC's Bree Jackson has the very latest this morning from Washington. The House passed the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. It's a huge piece of legislation that authorizes spending for the Defense Department. A new report is encouraging Connecticut lawmakers to change some of the rules around how the state can spend money. Yale, at least one of those tunnels had cleared out, but that's crazy stuff.
Yeah, flash flooding, it happens quickly and usually recedes pretty quickly. But if you're in a tunnel, does it go through your mind that the water just keeps rising and you're trapped?
Right. The further down you go.
Yeah. I'm sure they would close it before that would happen.
That's going to play in my mind, that image. I'm going to have nightmares of that.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Let's see what's happening here. Thankfully, we didn't have.
Yes. Offering a helping hand this holiday season, yesterday a food pantry in New Haven handed out hundreds of boxes of food and toiletries. NBC Connecticut's Sydney Boyo was there and spoke with volunteers about why an event like this really matters. Well, good morning to everybody. I'm Shannon Miller. Part of I-691 in Meriden is still shut down right now because of a train that we've been seeing.
That's right. You know, we're still in a drought, but the rain, that short-term, rainfall that we had yesterday, 1 to 4 inches of rain, certainly helped, right?
Yes.
And the grass was not nearly as dry.
Sure.
If that were 2 or 3 weeks ago, it would have been a whole different story.
Sure would have been.
Yeah. Yeah, let's dive into this.
Milner will be honored. He will lie in state at City Hall. Milner served the capital city for 6 years and is known for becoming the first black mayor in all of New England. NBC Connecticut's Briseda Lana Verde joins us now live from Hartford to share more about his lasting impact. Briseda? Are electric bills be going up again? That's what some of the state's utility companies are saying. After their credit ratings were downgraded, Democrats tell them they are skeptical of that happening, while Republicans are calling for changes. NBC Connecticut's Jeremy Chen has the details from West Hartford. And that was NBC Connecticut's Jeremy Chen reporting. Back in July, we all remember our electric rates went up. Right here. More than a third of Americans are struggling to pay their energy bills, but people here in Connecticut, all of us, we are feeling it the most. That's a ouch, right? Okay, your time now is 6:37. Police say 42 still ahead. There will now be a new auction. The New York City Police Department says it has made significant forensic breakthroughs in its investigation into the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Investigators say fingerprints found link Luigi Mangione to the scene of the crime and one of those notebooks. The NYPD is also speaking out, saying that violence is not the answer. Since Mangione's arrest, there's been a lot of backlash against the healthcare insurance industry. Here, more than 15,000 people have died because of firearms, and more than 30,000 people have been hurt. As we approach 12 years since the Sandy Hook school shooting tragedy, families impacted by gun violence and lawmakers will come together to honor those lost. Today, that group will look to take action against gun violence. We expect to learn more about their message later on this morning. All right, at 6:48, we are hearing from legal experts now about what could come next after a bankruptcy judge rejected a bid by The Onion to purchase Alex Jones's InfoWars and who decides when that next auction can take place. Tuesday dank throughout the day, and those winds too.
Yeah, the wind and rain were impactful. Not everybody got it, but you know, those that did, it certainly was felt.
Yeah.
The Connecticut River there in Glastonbury is running a little higher than it was, but still below flood stage. There's only one little small area of Stonington along the Pawcatuck River where there might be some minor flooding. Everybody else doing fine. Let's see what's going on.
It's 6:54. Up next after this, a final check of your top stories. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Other top story this morning, former Hartford Mayor Shannon Miller will lie in state at City. Good morning to you once again. Your time now is 7:26 on your Thursday morning. I'm Shannon Miller. We're staying on top, and students will be packing them up later on.
Good stuff.
See you back here in a little. Good morning to you once again. Your time now is 7:56. I'm Shannon Miller, part of I-691. All right, according to the Gun Violence Archive in the U.S. this year, over 15,000 people have died because of some sort of firearms, and more than 30,000 have been hurt. As we approach 12 years since the Sandy Hook shooting tragedy happened, families impacted by gun violence and lawmakers are going to come together to honor those lives lost. That group is going to look at taking action against gun violence. Have more on that. Good morning to you. Your time now is 8:26. I'm Shannon Miller. Still okay. All right. We will see you right back here in a half hour with more news and more weather.
That's right. You just reminded myself that Friday and Saturday are the state football championships, and right now the weather looks nice and fair for the CIAC finals.
Good morning to you once again. Your time now is 8:56. I'm Shannon Miller, former Hartford.
This week as well.
Okay. We appreciate the latest, and we will see you back here at 11 with another round of weather and news. That's right.